Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm back again with some more ephemera for cookbook journals, and this will probably be the last ephemera video for this series of books. So, because I have quite a bit of ephemera that I've made and different types of it, so I just had one more batch to do on camera if I can get to all of them. I've done some prep work. So I showed you these tags that I had tucked into a pocket, and I said that I was going to decorate them. I cut a couple more. Now these are on a Sizzix Biggs die that was made especially for Stampin' Up. I was going to bring it in here and show it to you. It has Shelley Gardner's signature on it. She's the founder of Stampin' Up. And it comes with both of these elements on one die. You get that little funny tag and this little card that is scored so it will fold up, and it has a little notch there. So that's a little fun card, but I don't think I'll be using that in these journals. I just wanted these tags. So to decorate them, I got another die that was also from Stampin' Up, and it is called Layering Circles. So you get all these different circles in different sizes. Some are scalloped and some are just smooth, and I chose the scallop size that will fit nicely in there. I punched out some circles with my 1 1/4 inch punch, and they fit very nicely in that. So that's all I'm going to do. I inked around the edge of the tag. These I just cut, so I didn't ink them yet. So I just have to decide if I'm going to use this goldish brown color behind it or the black. And I'm pretty sure I like the black. It stands out. It's a much stronger color, of course. I think it looks more retro like that. So these are the only tiny little stamps that I had that would fit for cooking, that would fit on those circles. So it's a colander and a measuring cup. So I'll just make those 4 tags. Easy enough, right? These two are, well, I guess the little coral circles are already inked. Just the turquoise tags that I just cut aren't inked yet. And that will go in, if I can find the pocket it goes in. Yep, that will go in this pocket. Lots of glue. Oops, sorry. I can ink around these tags later, so you don't have to watch me do that. Gluing these on won't interfere with that. This is a rather full bottle of this 3-in-1 or Used to be called 3-in-1, I think, but it's tacky glue now. So I get bigger glops of it and it's leaking. There's so much you can do for ephemera with a cookbook journal, especially if you have all the varieties of vintage and new ephemera that I have. I've done very little with fabric. I used a little bit of fabric on the covers on the inside of the spine, and I've made a few fabric flips, and that's it for fabric. I like to make fabric pockets sometimes, and I have great fabrics for that, but I just have so much paper stuff. So I don't think we'll be doing fabric pockets. Alright, so those tags are done. Next, this is a quick one. I have some glassine bags that were already coffee dyed, and I cut these out of the vintage sewing patterns. And these cards came with the June's Kitchen collection. I think, yeah, they're from June's Kitchen. So I'm just gonna put these two items on and call it good. Of course, I'll have to put a tag inside, but I won't have any problem making tags and cards to go inside the pockets. Or I have lots of recipe cards I can use. So these two pockets may have, I think they're a good size for recipe cards. Blank ones or handwritten ones or both. Oh, I put this, I want this one over on this side because she's facing this way. I switched to the 3-in-1 glue, or the tacky glue, I'm sorry, Fabri-Tac glue, just because of the glassine base. Just want to see how one of these cards fits in here. Most of the cards in here are not handwritten, but this one's typed. I do have a lot of handwritten ones. So yeah, that fits in there nicely. It goes down quite a bit. So you'd have to reach in there to grab it unless I put a tab on it. Maybe I'll put a fabric tab on a card or something. I think I'm going to use this one because of the fine tip, and there are little pieces here. So we're going to try the art glitter glue on glassine. I think it'll work. Everybody loves their art glitter glue. I just haven't used it on a lot of different things yet. Okay, this one I don't have to do anything to. I just wanted to show you it's the wallpaper border with the recipes on it. There's 4 different recipes. So I have enough pieces of this that I can just fold them like this and put a page in each signature. So this is for one of the journals. I think it'll fit. I didn't check to see if it was too wide. Nope, it's not too wide. And the other book is bigger. So each book will get 3 pages of the wallpaper. Now, what was I going to do with these? Phew, got hot in here. Okay, that goes with that. These go with that. This goes with this. Okay, got a couple of them mixed up. So I have these coupon shopping list envelopes, which are really cool. And I cut them to size to fit the 2 sizes of journal pages that I have, the 2 journals. So I had to cut off the bottom, which was a little sad because they have this cute little design on the bottom, which I cut part of it off of that one too. But I sealed it shut, and then I put glue here where it was cut. And then I cut a slit. I cut this edge off so you can open it from the side. So this will be glued onto a page, and it will have one of these cards in there that we made previously. And it might have something else in there that will actually fit the length of the envelope. But to decorate it, I am going to put just a lady on it and nothing else, because I want to leave some of the lines that you can journal on. I thought about putting, something behind her, but I'm just going to leave it like that. It'll look clean and simple, and there will be lines that you can write on. These are the taller ladies in the KB and Friends journal kit. It's not a journal kit, it's ephemera. I've linked it in a lot of the ephemera videos that I've been doing. I'll try to remember to link it in this one also. I'm going to glue this flap before I cut the edge off, so I don't have to line it up. It's already lined up. So I'm just going to cut a tiny little sliver off, which will open up that edge. And I will put some glue in here to seal up the bottom. And I will add this pretty lady. This looks more like a dress than an apron, like a jumper. Oh, I want to punch. In order to punch that, I had to put a paper behind it because my punch didn't want to work. Not on that one, on this one. My punch didn't want to work on just the envelope. I might take well, let's take one of these. It's a grocery list. I folded these in half and put them in as a page in each signature. Let's a little long. That's a fun thing to tuck in there. I'm going to have to put it a little bit more because of the glue down there. And this is the taller of the two. There. And then I'll just glue it on the page. And I might make it a tuck spot behind it. And I'll deal with this one later. Cutting this to size. Okay, now there is one more piece, which might take a little longer than the others. We're doing great time-wise. I will show you what I did in this signature right here. Look how that turned out. This was from an old magazine. I glued it to some cardstock and inked around the edge and then just glued it on. So that would be a great place to put a tag. But on this side, this is a lady from a pattern, the old pattern, and it was the same pattern, I think, that these ladies were on. Maybe not. They might have been on a different pattern. Anyway, she's tall, pretty much takes up the whole page, and this is the tall journal. So I thought to use her, I could either just put her on a side pocket or something, but I thought, let's do something different and make a flip. So I just put her on some double-sided cardstock, and yeah, they're upside down when you flip it up that way. I just put a journaling page behind it and made a hinge. So that's what we're going to do. I have two sizes. So these two are for the tall journal, and there should be three. Did I not cut enough? Yeah, I don't know, I guess I'll have to cut another one, but I just cut these striped papers 1/2 inch or 1 inch wide, and I'll fold them to their 1/2 inch. These papers are about 3 inches, some are a little bit wider, but they all fit on whichever page I want to put them on. Guess I have to trim that one a little bit because I made that one narrower. So this is another of the tall pages. I didn't want to use all of my pattern, apron pattern images all in these two books. I'd have to charge a lot more if I used all of my precious stuff in two books. So I am using some other things for the other flaps. The pattern ladies are too tall for the shorter book, so I'm going to use this image from a pattern. And I have some cookbook images that I'm going to use on the other ones. So let's do that first. Let's do this one. I have this cake cut out, and this was the page that cake recipe was on. I guess it was that page, that side. And right underneath it, it was this recipe for Presto 3-layer cake, which I don't know if that is an image because it talks about, oh, if used for a party cake, tint 7, okay, because it says delicate pink and decorate with silver candies and rosebuds. And that doesn't look like that, but it's giving you options for frostings. So I'm going to put it on like that with the cake, the ingredients, and then the recipe. but it looks like I need to layer them, which I did not plan for. I really need to get some retro colors because I've been using scraps of these colors that look like they go with retro, but I'm running out of scraps and I don't have full sheets of those colors. So I have some pink, but I think that wouldn't stand out enough from that. I think it'll have to be something dark like this. Oop, this is what I wanted. And I will just leave a thin border around each piece. Hopefully I left enough of a border around that. The cake kind of blends into that border, but I think it looks better. This is what it'll really help with, though, are these pieces. This is a pretty heavy cardstock. This must be Stampin' Up. It just barely fits on there. I knew I wanted to use these recipe book pages because I just love those images. Okay, I'm going to glue my hinge on before I glue the images on. So I'm just going to put glue on 1/2 of the hinge and glue it to the front of this. And then I will, oh, I know what I wanted. I wanted to put these on this side because they look better on that side. And then when you flip it up, you get those pretty colors. So here I go again, pulling something off. This is the A side of the paper, but sometimes the B side works better if you wanted to embellish the side. Now this got torn, or the the other paper got stuck to it and stayed there, so I could cover that with washi tape or something. Now, see, that looks a lot better. So this way you get a full recipe. This is the complete recipe for a cake. Now, let's find another page. That one's already got one. So this one will go on this page. So I will take the other piece of the hinge. I could glue it, put the glue on the red part and glue it down here. But instead I glued it on the back side and glued the flap to the back of the page, and that way you get a little decorative element on the top of that page. I'm going to cover that up first. That's a pretty color. I would stop putting glue or gluing things in the wrong place or upside down or whatever. Things would go a lot easier. Now I just have to glue something to this part that can be written on. Let me see if I have a shopping list that might, I want something long and thin. I'm finding some stuff. There, I just grabbed a bunch. So even something like this might work. That might look a little too vintage. I want retro, it doesn't have to be vintage. This is cute. Quick and easy meals. Could use one of those on one of them. And that's cute too. Good things that would blend right in with that paper. So I might use it on something else. And this might be a little bright for this journal. I like the fact that it's a shopping list, but it is really bright. It's a 70s thing. And I have this, which is really cute. That blends in too much. So let's use this one. I think it's a thin paper, so instead of putting glue on it that might go through it, I'm just going to use my ATG tape. I should make this video the lesson on glues, huh? There. This one is going to get the apron, I think. No, this one, because it's got the apron pattern on the back. That's going to get the apron. And it's really, I've trimmed it as much as I want to trim it. And so there's no room for, what do you call it? A mat around it. So I'm just going to glue it down. Could put a label or something on there. We got these vintage labels. I have to have room for the hinge too. The only reason, well, one of the reasons I put this on this side, on the B side, is because the aprons are sideways. And I figured it doesn't really matter if you're going to just be flipping it up. It doesn't need to be up, right side up. About a black label. This is a stamp that I have that shows up better. This says, circle with pencil or crayon the view you are going to make. This one is for the smaller journal. Oh, not that one. It matches. Oh. Well, this one has this kind of a flip instead of this kind of a flip. That's fine. It's the one I just looked at. There we go. This can go here. And that red on the brown looks pretty cool. with that one. Can't get it in there. There. Alright. So I guess I'll just do 2 of these big flips so I can do one of the other flips. You don't have to have umpteen million flips in one signature. This one will be the other long flip in the long journal. And it'll be one of these recipes. Oh, actually, I just did two long flips in the long journal. So this will be in the small journal, right? Yeah. There's butterscotch pie. Biscuits. I like the biscuits one. Gold cake, that looks good. Imperial cake. There's candied fruit in it. Marble molasses cake, that doesn't sound good. Raisin and nut pound cake and Ranger. Well, there's an assortment of cookies here. I think we'll either do gold cake or biscuits. We'll do the biscuits. But you don't need to watch me do that. You saw me do the other one. I just want to show you one more thing here. These are the instruction pages of the vintage aprons. All of the patterns that I had 4 patterns, and they didn't all have the instructions inside them. But I love this one. It's so cute. And I just glued them to some cardstock. I made pockets out of a couple of them for these journals that I'm making. And I just wanted to get these glued onto something solid because this one was already torn. So these came out of the same pattern, and I think these came out of the same pattern. And I don't know what I'll do with them. I just wanted to get them glued down onto some cardstock so they wouldn't be so fragile. And they'll have to go in a larger journal. At least these two will. So I have some trims and stuff. I thought I would just do a little decorating on this. Don't know what I want. I brought rickrack over and some of these pretty woven kinds of trims. I've brought over some miniature doilies and some little vintage appliques. So I glued it to some blue cardstock. Don't really like that on it. That looks pretty on it. Might be a little wide. Let's look at the rickracks. You know me and my rickrack. I've got quite a bit of blue rickrack too, so different shades. There's that, and maybe an applique. There's a little blue flower. That's adorable. Okay. That's good. We'll just do that. It's time for me to close up shop and do some housework before supper. But this is the longest I've been able to be in my craft room this week. And today's Thursday. Tomorrow I'll have the boys. So I won't be in here a whole lot tomorrow. But I got a lot of ephemera made this week. And I'll probably do some stitching around it, just to give it some interest. Old Faithful Rickrack. Well, actually, this one I was thinking of putting something down here. Doesn't show up very much. This one is a brighter pink. Maybe some eyelet with that. So I've crammed a lot of ephemera into each of my ephemera videos, so I hope that you're okay with that. I hope that it's not too overwhelming to see so many different items in one video. But you get more bang for your buck that way, right? Yeah, I like those two together there. And these probably won't even be used in these journals. I just want to get them dealt with so I don't have just these pieces of pattern floating around. Let's see what we have for, I could use one of these vintage flowers, or I've got these little doilies in here, pieces of doily. There's a butterfly. There, that's pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it all. Okay, I'm gonna glue this on and this onto cardstock, whether I decorate them today or not. I probably won't because, like I said, it's time to close up shop. But let me do a quick review before I stop the video or before it shuts itself off. So we have these two pieces of old apron patterns. We have these two bags. And these two envelopes with these, which we made in a previous video. And what else did we do today in this video? We did these flips. Well, that one was already done, but you saw me do this one. I like the way that looks. I'm glad I remembered to switch it around to that side. And that one doesn't have one yet, but it will have the biscuits. And we have that one. Very cute. I'm happy with all of these ephemera pieces that we made in this video. Alright, so I think the next time you see another video of these journals, I don't know what it'll be. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the completed books by that point. We'll see. Tell me if there's anything else you'd like to see. It'll probably be too late because I'm several days ahead right now. Anyway, I've got some other things to do, so I'm going to turn off the video, and I thank you so much for your attention and for watching, and please give me a thumbs up and please leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye bye.